Before I send anything out, here's the questions I ask myself. I ask myself, is what I'm sending out, is it different and better? 2 words, different and better. Everybody says differences are good. Does it have a high impact, and does it have a long shelf life, and does it help to establish me as a credible source? Now, ultimately, we need an outcome because we run a for-profit business and we can't deal with everything. And the outcomes that we're looking for is we need to attract additional assets or insurance sales from our clients. The next thing is that we need to generate quality inbound referrals from our clients, or we market ourselves in order to improve our retention with our clients. And then the last thing is what we're doing, does it demonstrate our value? Remember, I said you get paid for bringing value to the marketplace. I went out and I researched professional golfers, PGA golfers, and I found out that 26% of their shots were drives and 47% of their shots were putts. And what happened was I went and I asked my 8-year-old daughter, Michaela, I said, Michaela, based on these statistics and these percentages, where should golfers spend their time? She said, what is a statistic and what is a percentage? Then I went to my 14-year-old son, Jonathan, and I said, Jonathan, based on these numbers, where should a golfer spend his time? And he said, well, based on the fact you spend twice as much time putting than driving, you should spend your time on your putts. Now, the point of that story is that somewhere between the age of 8 and the age of 14, this got figured out, and somewhere between the age of 14 and the end of your career, you forget the very basic things that made you successful in the business in the first place. Are drives important? Absolutely, drives are important. Drives are the big critical things you do in your business, and the putts are the little things you do in your business. Then what happens is, if you're a foot from the hole, you got the client, you got the prospect, you got them in your office, you had an appointment with them, but you're a foot from the hole and you don't know what to say to close them, all of your efforts were wasted efforts, and it's still one extra shot to get in the hole. This is a letter I sent out to a client last year on their 60th birthday that showed them on the day they were born, if they put $1,000 into a safe investment, it was worth $40,000 on the day that they turned 60. If they put the same money into the stock market on the day they were born, it'd be worth over $500,000. Now here's 4 websites where you can buy real newspapers or magazines from that are old newspapers. This is something that I would highly, highly recommend that you do, is buy your clients, specifically when they retire, buy them a box of business cards when they retire. Now what happens if you did this for me, I think it'd be the coolest thing in the world. Go out on my retirement and buy me a box of business cards and say, Mike Morrow, retiree, and then put a bunch of things on it. No phone, no email, no fax, no deadline, no worries, available 24/7 for fun. And put my email address or my phone number on it. Now think about this for just a moment. If I asked you for your email address or your phone number, what's the very first thing that you would do? You'd pull a business card out of your pocket, wouldn't you? And you'd hand it to me. So now if you're a friend of mine and you bump into me at the grocery store, you bump into me at a sporting event, you go, oh Mike, what's new? And I say, oh, I'm retired. Here, let me give you one of my new business cards. And I pull it out and I give it to you. What's the very first thing that you would say? The first thing you'd say would be, where did you get that? And then your natural answer is going to be, oh, from my financial advisor, my life insurance agent. And then it gives a really great opportunity for your name to come up with your client, with one of their friends or family members. So instead of giving your client 100 of your business cards to give out to their friends or family members, give them 100 of their retirement business cards, and they'll give them out, and you'll achieve the same objective, which is to get your name spread around. And you can even put a little tagline on the bottom saying, planned ahead. And if you wanted to put compliments of your name really in small font on the bottom or on the back, that would be okay, I guess, but you know, just try it. And it's something, it's a very inexpensive idea for a top client, a really good client. When you think of the lifetime revenue you've generated from this person and the cost of buying them some business cards, is very, very inexpensive, and it's very effective. Here's something else. When you're getting referrals and you want to send a letter to somebody that has a referral, here's what to do with a referral letter. Now, lots of people will tell you it's the exact words that you put in the letter that are very, very important, and I'm telling you, I don't think it makes very much difference. There are some letters that are better than others, but most letters
are fine, and there's just a couple of things that need to be put in the letter in order for it to be effective. At the very top of the letter, put their name, Dear David and Mary, and then put what the benefit to them would be and some sort of call to action. Now think about this for just a moment. If Norman just referred me to you, and I sent you a letter and you opened it up, what would you want to read in it? The very first thing you would want to read in it is what the benefit to you would be. In other words, why should you give 1 hour of your time up to meet with me? And then in addition to that, you have some sort of call to action. And then at the bottom, which is very, very important, you put carbon copy to John Client. So if John Client gives me a referral to David and Mary, I send David and Mary a letter with a carbon copy to John Client, and the chance that David and Mary are going to talk to me, or pardon me, are going to talk to John Client about me is going to go up substantially. Here's something I've done for my clients, and I've done it for several years, and it's worked very, very effective. And what I've done is I've sent my clients either a full 12-month individual monthly calendar that I custom made with some of the concept pages I'm going to show you, or I sent them a 12-month laminated calendar, which is what I have here to discuss. Here I have a calendar with a picture of the world at night, very, very high impact, long shelf life because it stays on their fridge for the entire year because I put magnets on the back. Very different, high impact, long shelf life. And as a credible source, it doesn't do very good at establishing me as a credible source, but it's still very effective in the other 3 areas. Now I use this picture with clients and appointments from time to time to explain to them how wealth is distributed around the world and how their money is invested, because it shows where all the lights are. And you can tell wherever lights are is where money is. And what happens, you can discuss GDP and market cap and all those things to your clients. They don't really understand it, but if they see a picture like this, they're definitely going to remember. They're going to see all the lights in North America, all the lights in Europe, Japan, and so on. And so it's just going to give them much better understanding of why they need to have their money invested all around the world. Now here, this little star right here, this is where I live, and when I took my flight to get here, I flew from Thunder Bay to Toronto, and then which is about a 2-hour flight, and then I went from Toronto over Greenland and over the North Pole, and then Russia and Mongolia to Hong Kong. It was a 15-hour flight, and then from Hong Kong to Indonesia, so I was in a plane for a total of 26 hours. And when I told my daughter about it, she was really, really excited because I told her that I saw the lights at the North Pole where Santa Claus lives. Here's another one that I sent out. This one would have been a fantastic one to have sent out for 2009 after we had the global downturn. It's from an Assyrian tablet from 2800 BC. And what it is it says, our earth is degenerate in these latter days. There are signs that the world is speedily coming to an end. Bribery and corruption are common. And what it does is it basically indirectly says to clients that bad news has been around forever. The media's been around for a long time. And put a little note in it saying something like, there's only one end to the world, and this isn't it. You know, think about that for a moment. There's only one end to the world, and this isn't it. And if it is the end of the world, what are you worried about how much your money went down for?